We're back.
Now give me my theme music.
Another Zagnet production, Jones. Mr. Fingaz. Collin from the DMV. Go Dawgs. Yeah. Let's go.
Hey,
And we're back.
oh man, I step out for 2 seconds, thought I was clean and clear, but here we are. But here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back.
We're back.
But not like that. Anyway, you might see that quite a bit tonight. Anyway, we're back. Hope you missed us. It is This Week in UGA Football, coming to you live from Studio 405, where the wind comes whipping down the plane. I am one half of this team. Me, I am Mr. Fingaz, and that guy right there, that guy over there, he is the brother from another, the sexy mother Hubbard, the ace of base in the place, in your face. I am very happy to be here. I have no garbage to dispose of, so I have no domestic capacities today. Collin P from the DMV, how you doing, brother?
Oh, we're good, man. Good. We took out the trash this weekend, my brother. I don't have any trash to dispose of. You know what I mean?
That's what
Hey, coming hard. Nah, it was yeah. I mean,
hot, bro.
coming in hot. Hey, got to, man. You know, they're supposed to run the SEC, so we we got to be what we got to be. You know, nah, man, had a great weekend. Had to be man with me. Kind of just chilled in the house, watched a little bit of football. You know, watched some good games and some surprising some action that teams got beat that shouldn't have got beat in a lot of people's opinion. So, but that's SEC for you.
Yes, indeedy, sir. Yes, indeedy. And speaking of SEC, you guys that are with us that are watching this now, whether you're watching it live or whether you are watching the replay later, you saw it, you know what happened. Our guys came out on the field, and when they got done, as the young people say, there were no crumbs left. The Dogs went out and ran up, down, inside, around, over, through, glance, did the drive-by smacks, the whole nine. As another creator likes to say, they stomped a mud hole in them and walked it dry. 35-10 at Sanford Stadium. Dogs put on quite possibly their most dominant performance of the season yet. And Collin, it was a beautiful thing to see, especially since we could finally see it.
Yeah. Well, I had the luxury of seeing it. I felt bad for you guys that they couldn't see it, but I was luckily not affected.
I'm just saying, especially since we finally could see it. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of that wagon there because my blood pressure finally came down because I was like, Lord have mercy, if we got to go through the last 3 weeks of the season plus the beginning of the conference championships and all of that, and the whole CFP is on Disney networks, and we're not gonna see any of it. There might be some smoke in the city, but anyway, I digress. The Dogs did what they were supposed to do. They were there on offense. They were there on defense. There may not have been a video that said everywhere that Mr. Manning was, there was a Dog defensive player there, just like not State Farm. Good Lord, I'm getting them all mixed up.
State Farm.
They're all Jake from State Farm. Just like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Like a good defense, the Dogs were there. Dude, it was amazing to watch. It was almost like they were almost playing pitch and catch, man. I mean, what I don't have any words, man. You know, you watch the same games I have. We've started slow all season. We've either the offense plays the first half and then takes the second half off, or the defense takes the second half off, and the defense takes the first half off and plays in the second half. And somehow or another, we managed to notch up 9 wins, and even a close loss to, not to say that losses are good, but a close loss to Bama. This was amazing to watch after a
Yeah, I
season.
mean, I texted you or messaged you during the game, like the junkyard dogs may have made an appearance finally, and they were flying, bodies were flying, dude. I mean, defense, I mean, secondary, still has a little bit of problems here and there because I mean, the first drive, there was a little bit of secondary mishaps, but I mean, hey, I mean, they kept it to a minimum. I mean, like we didn't get burnt too bad in the secondary, like sometimes we usually do. But
Oh
yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it
like
was the
you mean like we did against Texas? I mean, not Texas, Tennessee.
yeah, Tennessee. I mean, like it seemed like and I was looking at the defensive guys, and there's a lot of. I mean, maybe I haven't been paying attention, but I mean, there's some guys out there like Dalen Everett. I mean, yeah, he's been flying around a little bit, but you got Aguero. He was he had 4 solo tackles. And you got DeMello Jones. Justin Williams. I mean, these are like guys that I'm not used to seeing. That have been making their presence known, and so just like the defense was you know whatever they were calling or whatever the offensive coordinator for Texas was calling, we had their number. I mean, they weren't gaining much. They get a little bit of a play here and there, but no, after that first drive, we had them pretty much done. And then the offense came. Come on now,
Yeah.
that offense. I'm telling you.
The offense is on fire now. It wasn't uber prolific. We only put up 357 yards, but the defense was enough to make up for that difference. I mean, they held one of the keys to the game. This game, third down proficiency. Texas
Yeah,
was held to 2 of 12 on third down. 2 of 12 on some pivotal third. It didn't matter if it was third or inches, and third and 33. Although a lot of time it was third and long, the Dogs stepped up and shut it down. The Dogs stepped up and shut it down 90%. of the well, 5/6 of the time. So just to round it off, 90%. They had about a 90% success rate in stopping Texas. Math is hard sometimes when you don't have a calculator. But
especially when you're from Georgia. I didn't
come
say
on
that.
now, man. You did say that with your whole chest. Why would you do that?
Hey, I say it for myself, not for everybody else. I mean,
we got
Georgia math
we
is
got
tough.
we got company, bro. Why you acting out? Don't do that. You remember, listen, for those of you that don't understand that there's a certain generation, I think it probably stopped with Gen, let's see, we are Gen Xers, so probably Gen the generation that came right behind us is where it stopped.
Millennium.
But our parents had especially in the South, your parents had a saying, we have company coming over, so you are to be on your absolute best behavior. Because remember, they're not staying all night, but you have to, and we might have to have a come to Jesus, or I will embarrass you in front of them if you act out.
Yeah,
You acting
yeah.
out. You think you're grown now, you act out in front of company. But not to digress too far down that rabbit hole, the defense was just insanely dominant. I mean, what are you going to do when you got a defense that won't let you convert on third down?
Yeah, no doubt.
What do you? I
And
mean,
I got
literally.
just a little nugget here. And then in the last 3 games, Georgia versus Texas, Georgia's outscored the Longhorns 87-44. And that's an average of Georgia 29, Texas 15. But Georgia has had 377 rushing yards to Texas 83 yards in those games. Georgia has had 16 sacks and 33 tackles for loss in those games as well. And we forced 8 turnovers in those 3
That
games.
that is an insane stat, but even more insane is the this weird circle that we have going on in the SEC right now. So Texas, let me back up. Georgia is having a hard time beating Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Alabama can't seem to beat Oklahoma.
Right.
Oklahoma cannot beat
Beat
Texas.
Texas. Yeah.
And Texas can't beat us. And then we're right back around to the SEC circle of life.
Yep.
And this particular game would be probably the lowest offensive output on the ground that Texas has had. They were held to a solid 23 yards. Count them, 23.
Yep.
A prime number. Texas had to punt 5. Texas had. I got to look at this stat real quick just to make sure. Texas had more yards punting by almost 10 times over than they did rushing. They punted for 208 yards, 209 yards. 5 punts for 209 yards, but they only could get 23 yards rushing on the ground. That is insane. That's not a dominant defense. I don't know what is. Also, shouts out to our guy Allen. He hurt his. I don't know what the status is on the injury report yet. That'll probably come out tomorrow. Got hurt during the. I want to say second quarter. Came back out, tried to play, wound up going back to the locker room. They tried taping him up. So we hope to see him back really soon. But he also had an amazing game. I mean, he was all over the field. CJ Allen. Allen had a total 3 tackles, 1 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Now he didn't lead the team. Dalen Everett, my God, 7 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 tackle for loss. DeMello Jones and Justin Williams with a half a sack apiece. CJ Allen had a sack. Quintavious Johnson had it. We had 3. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we had 3 sacks.
Yep. And I was going to go on the flip side of that is we sacked. It seemed like we sacked more Arch more than 2 times. We had sacked him twice, but I mean we hurt him a lot. I mean it was
I mean it's hard. It's hard to set up and pass when it's hard to set up and pass when you got 3, 4, 260 plus pound guys running at you at full speed in plastic armor.
Number the offensive lineman number 71. Did you see that? I can't remember his name to save my life. But he's another Georgia. He's another Jordan Davis. Like, I mean, he's a big dude. He's probably, I don't know, like six. I mean, he's got to be like 6'7", 6'5", 6'7", somewhere around there. But 350 plus, something like that. But he is fast, and he was getting after it. Now, he was blocking. Like, he was like, there were several plays. I had to go back and look at it. But number 71, I can't remember his name. But he's offensive line.
I'm on it.
But
I got you.
But that's another thing. Our offensive line, man.
That is the other thing.
Offensive. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that the offensive line did their job. Drew Bobo, man, Bobo really showing out. You're talking about Ernest Green the third, 6'4", 320. He's a junior from Los Angeles, California. That is a big dude.
Yeah. I know he's at least 6'4", 6'5".
He's not the biggest one. We got a sophomore on the roster, 6'10", 348. Good.
6'10".
Got another one, 6'7", 360. Juan Gaston. He's a freshman from Atlanta. I don't think he's really seen any playing time, but he definitely will. So,
but yeah, man, having all the offensive line healthy and Bobo and all those guys, and watching them block and open up seams and holes for Frazier, Chauncey, and even Dylan Bell got in it, and my boy Cash, got involved, and it was just it was never centered around, and we become that way. It seemed like we get the ball to everybody, like everybody gets the ball to everybody's a part of everything. It seemed like blocking, if it's a scheme, that's like it's what Stockton says. Like, there's not a selfish person on that team. They want to win. So
yeah, 100%. 100%. And then you got KJ Bolden goes out and notches another pick to add to Arch's interception total this season. Now, of course, we also want to say that a lot of a goodly amount of this would not have been possible without the on-field general, that being none other than the one and only Gunnar Stockton, who had another amazing day under center. I mean, the kid is almost completely unflappable. It's insane.
Yeah.
He went 24 of 29 with 4 touchdowns. He threw for 229 yards. Not a lot of yards passing, but he made them count.
That pass he threw to Delp in the touchdown, and for that touchdown right in that corner. I don't know if you saw that one, but right in the corner. I mean, it was amazing pass. Only he could get that ball. Only Delp could have got that ball.
He's been dropping dimes like Steph Curry all season. Offensive play of the game for me was definitely the play action where he started to QB sweep around the right side. Yeah. And it drew in not only the lineman but the secondary, and it left. Who was that made that touchdown? Was that our guy Lucky?
It was Noah Thomas.
Noah Thomas.
Noah Thomas had 2.
This was later in the game. You sure it was Noah Thomas, or was it?
Might have been.
I think that was Humphreys. I think that was Humphreys.
Humphreys was wide open. Like, he was the one that, he was wide open. He was, I'm not sure. But I think London Humphreys was the one that he was wide open in the middle of the field. He crossed up the DB or the linebacker and DB. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know what player you're talking about, though. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. And then, of course, he had a rushing touchdown. I love to call that. I like calling that this. I texted Collin and I said, not old Gunnar Stockton crossing up the DBs with the and one skip to Malu. He just did a little skirt between the defenders, and they kind of bumped shoulders, and he walked right on in the end zone. Hello to those of you that are watching right now. This is This Week in UGA Football. Mr. Fingaz here from Studio 405. Collin P from the DMV over there. Shouts out to our guy, Mr. Ben Cornett. You can check him out. That's, as you see, there's his handle right there, Ben Cornett 9015. He's out there in Vegas. He's a dirty, nasty, stinking Tampa Bay fan, but we love him anyway. And he's got a great show that you can check out on YouTube. And he's no rhyme, no reason, no schedule. He'll just pop up and go, hello there, like Mr. Rogers, and talk to you for about 10 or 15 minutes and then fade back into the shadows. So if you get a chance, check out our guy, Ben Cornett, doing great things here. All part of, some of us are not Let's Talk Football branded shows, but we all consider ourselves part of the family because we have created a really great family with about 30, 17, 20 some odd shows that we have going at any given point in time. So definitely check my man out right there.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, we always gonna give you a shout out, even though you come on here and insult us sometimes, calling us ladies. That was no lady, that was my sister. But yeah, that was an amazing display, both on
Well,
offense and then
let's go ahead.
like who knew? Like when I was watching the game, but I was kind of watching and cooking at the same time. And then I look up and I see not Gunner. I look up and I see Arch running for his life, throwing balls at the ground or tossing footballs out of bounds. And I was like, we have a pass defense?
Right?
They're getting after the quarterback. Oh, it's finna be some smoke in the city. Let's go.
Yeah. No doubt. But hey, let's give credit, where credit is due. I mean, we're on him pretty hard, but Bobo, I mean, he is calling some. I mean, dude, he called a well of a game. He called a great game. I mean, there's plays. I mean, plays that we have. He's digging in his bag, man. He's ripping. He's reaching his bag, and I love it. Like they're going for 4, man. Hey, dude, and we talk about it off camera, but they go. I mean, going for 2, or I mean, going for it on 4th down. Twice. That's huevos. Big time. But that second time or first time, I can't remember what it was, but it was a play action we were talking about. That's just they bit hook, line, and sinker, and that was just a perfect play. And he was calling a good game. I mean, he had them on their toes, on their heels, actually, not on their toes, on their heels, actually, the defense. And it's kind of odd because we were talking
the entire game. Those guys.
No, we were on that. We were talking to Sean, and he was asking me about what I thought we would need to do, and he had mentioned something. Keep the offense off the field, and that's what we did. Majority of the time, we kept them off the field. So and we kept defense on the field, having the hands on their hips, and they were tired. They were tired, man. You could tell.
Those guys were huffing and puffing, man. At the end of that game, they were like, "How long we got to play again, Coach? This game ain't over yet."
And that's what Kirby said about that onside kick. He said that it's heartbreaking, not heartbreaking, but it was something. It breaks your spirit because the defense is coming off the field to get some water, and then you kick that onside kick. We get the ball back. They got to go back on the field. So
yeah, I mean that was the nail in the coffin because I mean not only was Georgia taking the guys to the woodshed. They also held them scoreless the entire 4th quarter. I mean, Georgia outscored Texas 21-7 in the second half, but those 21 points were all scored in the 4th quarter, and they kept Texas scoreless. I had a slight moment when I did see when Texas scored that touchdown in the 3rd quarter, and I was like, "Crap, we're gonna let them catch up," because now it's a 4-point game. It was like 14-10. And then in the 4th quarter, Bobo went in that bag. Bobo he hit the button on the NOS. He dropped it. He dropped the throttle, and they just ran away from him.
Yeah,
that is like one of the things about football is not necessarily always about how dominant you are. Sometimes it's about peaking at the right time, and you can never pick a better time to peak than when you are rolling into the final stretches of your season.
no doubt.
Because they've got a couple more games left on the schedule. Depending on how the rankings end up, they might have a conference championship game. They might have to play in the SEC championship, and then with them making it to the championship and assuming that they win out their last 2 games, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. Even if they lose in the championship, but it's a tight, well-fought game, they're gonna get into the CFP. So there might not be a first-round bye, but they'll definitely get in. So and Kirby, speaking of, Kirby had a lot to say about that today. He said, "I don't know why a team would not want to play for a conference championship. Like, it's
Right.
one of the hard. It's what he said. It's one of the hardest things to get besides getting the national championship. You know, so why would you not want to play for an SEC championship? So, do you think about the number of teams in in this conference that have not played for an SEC championship, or has been a very long time since they played for a conference championship?
Yeah.
So he definitely spoke truth to power with that press conference for sure.
Yeah, he said some other things too, talking about the NIL and talking about players playing for money and not they don't pay they don't pay the players. I mean they do, but they don't you don't come to Georgia to get paid. You come to Georgia to he said you come to Georgia we we hit at Georgia we don't
Yeah. So
but
if you come to Georgia and it's like, no, I don't want to do this. This is hard. He said, how do you handle that? He said,
we signed them,
we schedule
schedule
them.
them. Yeah, we schedule them. Exactly.
We play against them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
So
Exactly.
So that's good Lord, an amazing display of offensive and defensive prowess by Georgia. Georgia moves on to 9-1, and still the lone blemish on the conference record being against the Alabama Crimson Tide, who, by the way, had a little bit of a oopsie this Saturday against
Yeah.
Oklahoma. So where it looked that the SEC was all sewn up, now it's all wide open again. Texas A&M, of course, still being completely undefeated with a clean record. They right now are front runner for making the SEC championship, barring anything strange in the next 2 weeks. But Alabama is now going to definitely need to win out. And they've got Eastern Illinois and Auburn left on their schedules. And I believe they're playing Auburn at Jordan-Hare. And Eastern Illinois, not expecting a whole lot of pushback out of Eastern Illinois. That should be an easy win for Alabama. But right now, as stands, we've got A&M at the top at 10-0, the Dawgs at 9-1, Ole Miss at 10-1, OU at 8-2, Bama at 8-2, and Vanderbilt at 8-2. Those are your top 12 SEC teams right now. We will get a little further into that in just a bit. Alabama with a 6-1 conference record, that being their first conference loss. I'm not exactly sure how the tiebreakers work. I think they still have the tiebreaker over us because they beat us. But then overall record, we have the right of way, and then we hold the tiebreaker over Ole Miss. So if it goes like I think it will go, it will wind up being A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama. Don't hold me to that. I have not looked up the rules to find out.
That sounds about right, though. That sounds about right.
So, having said all of that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a really, really brief break. You guys hang tight for real, because we will be right back. And don't go far. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us right now, thank you for tuning in to This Week in UGA Football. Mr. Fingaz live from Studio 405, Collin P live from the DMV, and we are This Week in UGA Football. We did just get done talking about the really, really brief run through of the because that's exactly what we did to Texas. A really brief run through of the Georgia Texas matchup. We'll get back into that a little bit later because we got a couple more things we want to touch on there. But of course, as you know, we are winding down. Collin, can you believe it's already almost the end of the regular season?
I can't, man. It's just, I was telling somebody the other day, not only the almost the end of the year, almost the end of the season, almost the end of the year. Just flying by. I don't know if it just gets faster when you get older, as you get older, but It's yeah, I
I
can't
think
believe
so.
it. I mean, it's just cruising on by.
I am a firm believer just because, I mean, dude, I remember being a kid and it would take forever to get to Valentine's Day because I always wanted to see the reactions on people's faces when they open their Valentine's class.
Mhm.
The girls anyway, even though all the cards said the exact same thing and it had my name
Right.
on it written in that horrible script that we were writing in the second or third grade. Then I used to not be able to wait for St. Patrick's Day because there was a big parade in Savannah every year, huge. It's
Mhm.
the only place I've ever lived that has a municipal holiday, like in Savannah, because there's a huge Irish Catholic population there. I think it's one of the largest Irish Catholic dioceses in the state, except maybe for in Atlanta, if they have that in Atlanta.
Mhm.
It's a city holiday. Schools are closed, banks are closed. The post office still delivers mail, but schools are closed and banks are closed and things like
Do
that.
they
Because
still turn the river green at River Street? Do they still do all that?
I believe so. Yeah. They did finally sometime about 15 or 20 so years ago start jailing people for diving in the river because apparently the river water's not
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
yeah, river water's not of great quality. Fun fact, Sonny Seiler, when he was a college student matriculating at our beloved University of Georgia, once dove into the Savannah River and swam the entire width of it across to the other side to the South Carolina border. Just
Wow.
the fun fact we know about him. Um, but yeah, it takes the year, just you blink and it's gone. I mean,
Insane.
we were just a few months ago talking about how dominant Ohio State looked in the national championship and how pissed off we were that Georgia lost to Notre Dame in the playoffs and
Yeah.
that whole nine. And now here we are on the cusp of another playoff. So yeah, the year flies by really fast. But we're going to talk about right now. There's quite a few teams from the conference in the top 12, and the debate is raging behind the scenes about who will potentially make the 12-team playoff and who probably won't make the cut just due to record and the fact that there are other conference champions that need to get in. But here is the top 12 right now. These are the top 12 spots in the AP top 25. Yes, I know the CFP drops tomorrow, but here's the spots in the AP top 25. Number one, Ohio State. Well deserved, I think. I mean, Ohio State has done nothing but DJ Khaled their way through the season. Indiana, despite what you may think of their schedule, has been very impressive because it takes a lot to get to this point in the season and not have a loss. And
Yep.
those two are at their same spots. Texas A&M remains at third. Here's where things get interesting. The Dawgs have now moved up one spot to number 4. Ole Miss has moved up one spot to number 5. Oregon is ranked at 6. Oregon and Texas Tech are tied at 6. OU up 3 places to 8. Notre Dame at 9. Bama down 6 spots from number 4 to number 10, and BYU at 11, and Vanderbilt up 1 spot to 12. And then the also rans that round out the top 25 are Texas is down 7 after the loss to Georgia to number 17. The Volunteers are up 1 spot to 23, and Missouri is back in the top 25 at number 23, previously not ranked. What do you think of the whole thing with them dropping Bama 6 places? You think they're trying to make a play to maybe excuse them from the playoffs altogether if they get another loss?
I mean, I mean, dude, they lost to Oklahoma. I mean,
Well, Oklahoma's no slouch team. They've got
no
a
slouch, but I mean, 6. Yeah, I mean, now that I look at it, yeah, I mean, six spots is a little bit tough. Which I was surprised to see that. Right, I was surprised to see them do that to Alabama. But then
But
again, we were talking.
if you're looking at all the other teams, though, all the other teams that are ahead of Bama
Went up.
they won though.
Yeah, that's true.
Indiana won, and them won their game, although they almost lost to South Carolina.
Yeah.
I got shouts out to Uncle Lou. I don't want you to think I'm trying to steal your bit. It's just funny when he does that.
I don't know. I mean, to answer your question, I mean, yeah. Do you think so? I mean, I don't think. I think they want them in there. But I don't know.
I don't. Well, that's the thing. If it's a case of them wanting them in there, then you also have to consider, which we're going to talk about in just a second. You're also going to have to consider you got other conference champions. Like you don't see the group of five, like the group of five, group of four, whatever champion is going to come
Yeah.
in, because you think about it. You've got to get Big 10, Big 12, ACC, and is there an ACC team in the top 12? No. You got to get Big 10,
No.
and they're well represented. You got to get the SEC, which is well represented. You got to get the ACC. You got to get Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC. That's it actually. But you got to get them, and then you got to get the group of four, and then then your other also rans. I mean, it may legitimately be. Think about it. They're at 10. If they slip and fall against Auburn, I doubt they're going to lose next week against
Yeah.
Eastern Illinois. But if they slip and fall against Auburn, that will then give Alabama a third
Yeah.
loss.
I think
That'll
that
give
would knock them out. I think that knock them out. If they get a third loss, they'd be out. I mean, if they went out, then that would be another thing, another
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, but putting them where they are is kind of like, okay, Alabama, this is you. You are now the master of your own destiny. You can either win out against your two opponents, or you can lose one of them, because Auburn might be bad enough, but good gravy, if they lost to Eastern Illinois, they would probably like hammer toss them out of the back end of the top 12.
Yeah, dude. I
So
mean, looking at this, I mean, like half the teams in the top 12 are SEC. we've got 6 teams in the top 12.
yep, one to the A&M, the Dogs, Ole Miss, OU, Bama, and Vandy. Now, poor Vandy. Vandy is kind
Yeah.
of Vandy is really going to have to control their own destiny. They're going to have to win both of their games. They play Kentucky and Tennessee to close their season
Oh,
out,
yeah.
and they're really going to have to control their own destiny, because one more loss is going to kick them off the train as well.
Yeah. At least they got Kentucky at home, and they're at Neyland. So they're at Neyland for Tennessee, and then they're at home first Kentucky. So they may win one of those. I'm not so sure about Tennessee, but
Well, I guess that remains to be seen,
we'll
and
see.
that remains to be seen, because it's not like Tennessee is a bad team. Tennessee,
Right.
Let's see. Oh, I don't have that. I don't have any notes on Tennessee, but Tennessee's not a bad team, man. They ran up against on a couple of teams that were better.
Yeah. Very
Actually,
true. I mean, they beat the tar out of New Mexico State, but no, you got Joe Aguilar. I mean you still got Bishop. So yeah, they just ran, like you said, they ran up against a couple of good teams and had a bad day.
and
So,
then at this point, Tennessee is playing spoiler. They don't really have, at 3 losses with too many other 1-loss, 2-loss teams. They don't have much of a chance to get into the CFP
yeah,
unless miracles happen somewhere.
right.
Kirk Franklin rains down some melodies from heaven. But yeah, I'm looking at the schedule, and I don't see a quote unquote bad loss here. They lost to Georgia in week 3. They lost to Alabama in week 7. And they lost to Oklahoma in week 9. Yeah, so no bad losses here, but they still have 3 losses. So that's going to be hard to get by. So they're going to be looking to play spoiler against Vanderbilt in their rivalry game. At Neyland that weekend. Which, yeah. So, but that was the thing about Van. That's the thing I was saying about Vandy. Vandy's kind of in the driver's seat. With their destiny. They're going to have to win both games and probably do them in dominant fashion and hope for a little help from the top end. But I'm looking at everybody that's ahead of them, and I don't really see anybody losing that would allow, or dropping to the point that it would allow Vandy to move up some slots. I mean, honestly, those 12 teams, do you see any of them losing? You know what? I'm going to be careful what I say, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we didn't expect the carousel at the top of the ACC either, but here we are.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I see. I guess the chances of you got what was it right now? I think there is like a 20% chance for Texas to make it, and 11% chance for Vandy. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of would like it. I mean, we kind of talk about Vandy a lot. We used to we used to bash him a little bit. Give him a hard time, but hey, I
Well,
would kind
dude,
of like to see him get up in there.
remember when Clark Lee took over and he said he was bringing a whole new I
Yeah,
forgot
we
what it
laughed.
was. He said a new atmosphere, new attitude to Nashville, and we were like, "Ha! With those guys, good luck. You got your work cut
I
out
thought he
for you."
said he was going to win the SEC. I thought he said something crazy like that or something to
Yeah,
that effect.
he did, but it wasn't. I don't think he said they were going to, but he said he believes that they can, or
Yeah,
something like that. And we had a really, really good chuckle over that.
yeah.
I'd be doggone if it weren't for a loss here and a loss there, Vanderbilt could potentially have done that.
I was happy to see it, man. I mean, I like to see I like to see him win some ball game, but not
Now
against us.
here's my question for you on Vanderbilt. Here's my question for you on Vanderbilt, and then we'll move forward. Where do you see Vanderbilt once Diego cashes out and gets his NCAA Social Security money from the NFL?
I don't know. I mean, the same question can be said about Clark Lee. You think Clark Lee gonna be offered a job to get out of there for what he's done to
Oh,
Vanderbilt?
I'm pretty sure somebody will offer him a job. I mean, he's turned Vanderbilt around in 3 seasons, I think. When did he
Yeah,
come? He came on board in 21.
I believe that's right. Yeah, because it took him a short amount of time, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's yeah. When he's gone, I don't know who they have to. I mean, I don't even know who they have on the bench, to back him up, or who they actually have to in the balance there. But it remains. I mean, I would be surprised to see Clark Lee still around. Hopefully, he sticks around. I mean, like I'd like to see a coach, have kind of that kind of
Uh,
mentality. But
yeah, he might go. He might go. Where did Stetson go? Third round, third, fourth.
he Stetson,
Yeah,
he's like one. I
I
don't
see
remember.
him. I see him going somewhere in the same round that Stetson did, just because even though he's a dynamic player, he brings a lot to the table. He's also 26, 27 years old,
Yeah,
which is when most guys in the league are already starting to find their stride and not
yeah,
just getting started.
right.
So, he's only got a few more years before they start looking at him as the old man in the league. I mean, guys are coming in the league as rookies at 21, 22. You got
I don't
7,
know,
8
but I tell you one thing, man. You better watch out because I saw pictures of him hanging out with Johnny Football and looking a little disheveled. So there was a video floating around. I'm like, oh, you don't need to be doing that, brother.
Yeah, well, there seems to be one every couple of years. Hopefully, he holds himself together.
Yeah,
But
let's hope so.
yeah,
He's got a lot of promise. But
yeah,
yeah.
100%. But so with the remainder here, you got the remainder of the top 25. Like I said, we got Texas, who, unless miracles happen, is not going to even sniff the playoff or the conference championship. You got the Volunteers at 20. They're up 1. And like I said, Missouri was not ranked. So those 3 guys will probably get bowl games if they, Missouri's at 7-3, Texas is at 7-3, and Tennessee is at, wow, all 3 of them at 7-3. So if they win out, they'll at least get a decent bowl game, man. But that's about the most they'll get. They definitely won't be getting anywhere near the playoffs. So that's our report that we have there for our SEC top 12 and SEC top 25.
Bro, look at these top 12 teams, man. If they stay to where they are now, if these top 12 teams are in the playoff, man, you're talking about some good games. I mean, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it right. I had something
Because I
to
mean,
pull
looking
up.
at Oregon, I mean, I didn't realize Oregon only lost. I mean, for some reason, I thought they lost more than one game, but they have. I mean, they've only lost one game.
Yeah,
Number 2.
Dan Lanning's doing great things there. It's only going to be,
Absolutely.
yeah. They might not be getting into the championship, but I mean, he came in right off the break, fresh and hot off of winning a couple natties at in Athens. So
Oh, yeah, no, they gave us 2 of them. I'm not mad at all at him. He helped us get 2 of them. I'm very, very happy.
oh yeah,
But,
I'm forever grateful. Dan Lanning, I know we got to come out there and play you, and you got to come our way sometime and play us. But thank you for everything, everything. So, 100% definitely. But we're going to take another short break here this week in UGA football. This is episode number 12 of our 5th season. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's been 5 seasons already, and we come a long way. We come a long way. But before I get too far going and talking, we are going to take just one more quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. That is another one of our partner shows, the Roundtable Movie Podcast. We kind of consolidated Popcorn and Parachute Pants, which is still in operations. It's just that our schedules just aren't meshing for us to get together. We'll promise to be doing one of those soon. We've mashed that together with Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable, and you have the same crazy 4 people that you see on Tuesday, Wednesday night. Except now they're discussing movies and laughing and having a great. Oh wait, well we do that on the round table as well. But you get my point. So it's definitely a show you want to check out. Shouts out to my co-hosts, Mr. Nick I Want to Smoke Rosario, Miss Tina Puka Winter, and Miss Delilah Diversity with Delilah Crespo. Should be coming back on Tuesdays and Wednesdays after football season is done. Moving on, man, we had a story come across our timeline, and we both were in complete and total lockstep with talking about this. And I know this is something that is near and dear to the heart of my co-host for personal reasons, but it was all about our guy Lawson Lucky,
yeah.
Lawson Lucky, who has a 13-year-old brother, and his story is amazing. Collin, I'm gonna let you take over because you've done more of the digging than I have. Well, I will tell you this much: he has a 13-year-old brother, and when his brother was born, they noticed he was doing some things a little late, and they realized that he was only born with half his brain. And that's where I'm gonna do the handoff to you, Collin, and let you take the reins.
Yeah, essentially, it was it's Fox G1 syndrome. It's actually not to correct you, but it's actually he was born without a gene that helps in forming a part of his brain. So I mean, I'm not sure about the habit, but it's a part of the brain that not form. But I've never heard of it, until I watched this. But as most of the audience probably knows, my son was born with a congenital defect, CDH, and my goodness, he's been through some stuff. But I couldn't imagine going through what Lawson has gone through. But anyway, like Fingaz said, he's 13, but he's around, as I say. He's wheelchair bound and unable to speak or move, and has a developmental age of around 3 to 6 months old. And he's 13 years old. So, but then if you watch the video, Lawson said you can see his kind of personality come out. But that was one of the main reasons he probably could have gone, anywhere he wanted to go. But he's from Georgia, and he just said that he couldn't be that far away from home. He wanted to be able to come home at the drop of a dime. So he ended up going to Georgia. And yeah, if anybody gets a chance, go on YouTube. It was a video or a a story on game day. So I mean, I posted on my timeline. It was kind of it hit very, very close to home to me. But I mean, it just goes to show, like, no matter how bad you think you have it or tough you got it, somebody's already got it. Somebody's got it worse. Somebody somewhere has it
Very
worse.
true.
So be thankful for for the good things you got. So that's just a statement, not a sermon, right? Just a thought, not a sermon. But
Yeah,
yeah,
just not a sermon, just a thought. It's a beautiful thing. And just be ye forewarned. We did post the link to the story. It is pinned in the comments if you want to check it out. It is a beautiful story. All I'm going to tell you is have you some tissues, because
no
this is
doubt.
the first time that I knew of this was Saturday during the game, when they cut to his brother in the stands with his mom, and I said, "Oh
Yeah,
man, that's beautiful." Like he comes and watches all of his brother's games when they're playing at home, and then you got into the rest of the story.
right. And the fact of how many close calls, and then I can kind of relate. Not as close of a calls as he's gone, as his brother has gone close to, but can kind of relate to that. But but yeah, if you look at him, every time he scored a touchdown, he goes finds his brother and his mom.
Yep.
And that was a time. What was it? That wasn't what game was it? I think it was a game, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. I think he actually was on the other side of the field. Like the Georgia was in the end zone on the opposite side of the field. His mom and brother, he ran all the way down the other side of the field. So it's just, hey, kudos to him, man. He's a great young man.
He is,
But
and
I would be
that
doing the
is
same thing,
amazing.
I would think so. But
And here's the thing, he's not blowing up the scoreboard, but when you give him the ball, he's going to definitely try and get it in the end zone. He's only got 11
right.
receptions for 87 yards. He's got 4 touchdowns, and his
Yeah, it
average
took you
is
a long
7.
time to score one. I mean, they scored late in the season, right? His first touchdown, I think, was last
Yes.
weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it?
weekend before last, I guess. Not this past weekend. I'm thinking it was. I could be wrong.
No, it was Ole Miss. He had 3 against Ole Miss, and he had 1 against
Oh,
Texas.
yeah, that's right. Because he said, yeah, because that goes on with the story. Because he said that he woke up that morning, and he just said that he felt different. Like the day was good. He just felt different that day, and then he blew up, and his brother was there, his mom obviously, and he had a great game. That's right. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
My bad. But yeah,
It was a heck of a game, and like I said,
have that, to have a huge win like that, and for a lot of these kids want to go out and celebrate with their friends, he would rather just go home and have some quality time with his brother, which is awesome.
yes, it's an absolutely
Like,
amazing story. I don't really have anything else to add to that. I can
no,
talk. I can talk forever. Ask my wife and children. I
yeah,
have nothing to add to that. It's a beautiful story, and
no,
if you click, like I said, if you click the link right there, it'll take you to ESPN.com. No sponsorship intended. You go to take you right to the story on the ESPN page. It tells you all about Los Lucky's little brother, Cannon. So it's a
yep,
beautiful, beautiful,
yep, yep,
beautiful story. Definitely, if you take nothing away from this show today, take a minute to watch that story.
yep. And just think of other people. 'Cause I mean, like, think of yourself, obviously, but I mean, just think, could always be worse.
Yeah, it can always be worse. 100%. Well,
Anyway,
that is a heck of a note to end on there, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's I mean, it's emotional. It's
it is,
emotional, but it is
and
also
happy
it's also a feel good story. So that is the perfect place
for
for
sure.
us to call it a night. So, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely want to reach out and thank each and every one of you. Wait a minute, is this the show? There it is, right there. I wanted the
Hey.
applause. Thank you so much for tuning in to us tonight. We appreciate you very much. If you don't know what show you've been watching, we have a very special person who will tell you what it is. Hang on.
You are watching UGA football, starring my dad and Mr. Fingaz.
There you
Yeah,
go,
that's my
right
dad.
there.
There we go.
That's the B man right there, the unofficial announcer for this week in UGA football. So on behalf of myself, Collin, it's great to be back, man. I know I was off last week, but it's great being back in the saddle. Always
Great to be back with you, man.
Yeah, so on behalf of Collin P and myself, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to ski-daddle, but we will see you again soon. And don't forget, we will be posting our little posty posts during the weekend and the games and things like that. So we will see you again soon. Take care of yourself. If we don't talk to you again before the weekend, have a great weekend. I'm pretty sure our dogs will. And having said that, go Dogs.
And go Dogs.